In a serene monastery nestled high in the mountains, where the air was thin and the silence profound, a group of young monks gathered around their Zen master. The master, an elderly man with a wisdom as deep as the ocean, began his teachings with a story that would forever change their perception of time. Time, he began, is the most precious gift we possess, yet it slips through our fingers like grains of sand. He spoke of a young man who once approached the Buddha, seeking to understand the nature of life and death. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, explained that every moment is fleeting and that clinging to the past or worrying about the future only leads to suffering. The young man realized that to find peace, he must live fully in the present, appreciating each moment as it comes. The master then introduced the concept of impermanence, a core teaching in Buddhism. Everything in life is transient, and by acknowledging this, we can cultivate a sense of gratitude and mindfulness. He encouraged the monks to meditate on the impermanence of their own lives, to understand that each breath they take is a gift. One of the monks, curious and eager to learn, asked the master how they could truly appreciate time. The master responded with a simple exercise. For the next week, I want each of you to spend an hour a day observing a flower. Notice how it changes, how it blooms and withers. This will teach you more about time than any words I can speak. As the days passed, the monks immersed themselves in this exercise. They noticed the subtle changes in the flowers, the way the petals unfurled in the morning sun and closed at dusk. Through this practice, they began to understand the beauty of each passing moment. The master also shared the story of a great Zen monk who, on his deathbed, was asked what his greatest achievement was. The monk replied, "I lived every moment fully." This profound statement resonated deeply with the young monks, inspiring them to embrace each day with mindfulness and presence. In the quiet of the monastery, the monks practiced mindful breathing, walking meditation, and silent reflection. They learned to let go of distractions and focus on the here and now. This practice brought a sense of peace and clarity that they had never experienced before. The master reminded them that time is not just about the hours and minutes that pass, but about the quality of our experiences. He told them, a single moment of true presence is worth more than a lifetime of distraction. The monks began to see their daily routines in a new light, finding joy in simple tasks like sweeping the floor or preparing a meal. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, the master gathered the monks and asked them to reflect on their week of observing the flowers. They shared their insights, realizing that time is a series of precious moments, each one unique and irreplaceable. The master smiled, knowing that they had grasped the essence of his teaching. He concluded with a final thought. Time is like a river flowing endlessly. We cannot stop it, but we can choose how to navigate its currents. By living mindfully, we can make the most of every moment and find true happiness. The monks bowed in gratitude, ready to embrace the gift of time with open hearts. The Zen master continued his teachings, delving deeper into the concept of time. He shared a story from his own life, a moment that had shaped his understanding of this precious resource. As a young monk, he had once been impatient, always rushing through tasks and missing the beauty of the present. One day, his own master had given him a seemingly simple task, to draw water from a well and fill a large basin. The young monk, eager to prove his diligence, hurriedly drew bucket after bucket, spilling water in his haste. His master watched silently, then asked him to stop. "Why are you in such a hurry?" the master asked. "Are you afraid that time will run out?" The young monk realized that in his rush, he had wasted more time than he had saved. This lesson stayed with him, teaching him the importance of patience and presence. He shared this story with the young monks, emphasizing that rushing through life only leads to missed opportunities and regrets. He encouraged them to take their time with each task, to do it with full attention and care. This, he explained, is the true essence of mindfulness. The master then introduced a meditation technique called noting, where one simply notes each thought or sensation as it arises, without judgment. This practice helps to slow down the mind and brings a heightened awareness of the present moment. The monks practiced this diligently, finding it challenging yet rewarding. As they continued their training, the monks noticed subtle changes within themselves. They became more patient, more attentive to their surroundings, and more appreciative of the small moments that make up their days. They learned to savor the taste of their food, the sound of the wind in the trees, and the feeling of the ground beneath their feet. The master also spoke of the importance of letting go of the past and not worrying about the future. He shared a Zen parable about two monks who were traveling together. One of them was carrying a heavy load, struggling with each step. When asked why he didn't put it down, he replied, "I am saving my strength for the future." The other monk smiled and said, "The future will take care of itself if we live well in the present." This story illustrated the futility of clinging to worries and regrets. The master urged the monks to free themselves from the burden of unnecessary thoughts and to focus on the present moment. By doing so, they could experience a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. In their daily lives, the monks began to apply these teachings. They approached each task with a sense of calm and purpose, no longer rushing or worrying about the outcome. They found joy in the simplicity of their routines and discovered that by being fully present, they could accomplish more with less effort. The master also emphasized the importance of balance. While mindfulness is crucial, it is equally important to have a sense of direction and purpose. He encouraged the monks to set goals and work towards them, but to do so with patience and mindfulness. This balance, he explained, is the key to a harmonious and fulfilling life. As the weeks turned into months, the young monks transformed. They became more serene, more focused, and more attuned to the rhythms of life. They learned that time, when approached with mindfulness and intention, becomes a source of great joy and wisdom. The master, pleased with their progress, shared one final story. It was about a wise old monk who, when asked how he had lived such a long and happy life, replied, "I never wasted a single moment." This simple yet profound statement encapsulated the essence of the master's teachings. He concluded with a call to action for the monks. Live each moment fully, with gratitude and presence. This is the true path to happiness and enlightenment. The monks bowed deeply, grateful for the wisdom they had received, and resolved to carry these teachings with them throughout their lives. As the days in the monastery flowed like a tranquil stream, the Zen master decided to deepen the monks' understanding of the present moment. He gathered them one morning and began with a story from the Buddha's life. The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." The master explained that this teaching is the cornerstone of mindfulness. By focusing on the present, we can free ourselves from the shackles of regret and anxiety. He then shared a practical exercise. The monks were to spend an entire day in silence, paying attention to each moment as it unfolded. Throughout the day, the monks moved with a quiet grace, their senses heightened. They noticed the warmth of the sun on their skin, the gentle rustle of leaves, and the rhythm of their own breath. This practice brought a profound sense of peace and clarity, allowing them to experience the richness of the present moment. In the evening, the master gathered the monks to reflect on their day. They shared their experiences, realizing that by being fully present, they had discovered a deeper connection to themselves and the world around them. The master smiled, knowing they were beginning to understand the true value of time. He then introduced the concept of beginner's mind, a Zen teaching that encourages approaching each moment with openness and curiosity, as if experiencing it for the first time. This mindset helps to break free from habitual thinking and to see the world with fresh eyes. The monks practiced this diligently, finding wonder in the ordinary. They marveled at the intricate patterns in the bark of a tree, the delicate dance of a butterfly, and the vibrant colors of a sunset. By embracing a beginner's mind, they discovered that each moment held infinite beauty and potential. The master also spoke of the importance of gratitude. He encouraged the monks to keep a daily gratitude journal, noting 3 things they were thankful for each day. This simple practice helped to cultivate a positive mindset and to appreciate the abundance in their lives. As the monks wrote in their journals each evening, they realized that gratitude had a transformative power. It shifted their focus from what was lacking to what was present, allowing them to experience joy and contentment. They began to see each moment as a precious gift, to be cherished and savored. One day, the master told the story of a wise old monk who was asked how he maintained his calm and happiness despite the challenges of life. The monk replied, "I smile at each moment, for I know it is unique and will never come again." This story resonated deeply with the young monks, inspiring them to approach each day with a sense of appreciation and joy. The master also emphasized the importance of letting go of control. He explained that trying to control every aspect of life only leads to frustration and suffering. Instead, he encouraged the monks to flow with the natural rhythms of life, to trust in the unfolding of each moment. The monks practiced this by embracing spontaneity and flexibility in their daily routines. They learned to adapt to changing circumstances with grace and to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. This practice brought a sense of freedom and ease, allowing them to navigate life's challenges with a calm and open heart. As the monks continued their training, they began to embody the teachings of the master. They became more present, more grateful, and more accepting of the flow of life. They discovered that by living fully in the present moment, they could unlock a deeper sense of happiness and fulfillment. The master, seeing their growth, shared one final piece of wisdom. The present moment is all we ever have. Cherish it, for it is the key to a life of peace and joy. The monks bowed deeply, their hearts filled with gratitude, and resolved to carry these teachings with them always. The Zen master decided to take the monks on a journey to a nearby river, a place where they could witness the continuous flow of water and reflect on the nature of time. As they sat by the riverbank, the master began to speak. Just as this river flows endlessly, so too does time move forward without pause. We cannot stop it, but we can learn to flow with it. He shared a story from the life of a famous Zen monk who, while sitting by a river, realized that each drop of water was unique and irreplaceable. This realization led the monk to understand the importance of living each moment fully, for once it passes, it is gone forever. The master encouraged the monks to observe the river closely, to see how it adapts to obstacles, flowing around rocks and through narrow channels. This, he explained, is how we should navigate our own lives, embracing change and finding our path through challenges. The monks spent hours by the river, meditating on the flow of water and the passage of time. They noticed how the river never resisted its course, but moved gracefully towards its destination. This observation taught them the value of acceptance and resilience. One of the monks, inspired by the river, asked the master how they could apply this wisdom to their daily lives. The master replied, "By being like the river, flowing with the present moment and adapting to whatever comes your way." This is the essence of mindfulness. The master then introduced a practice called walking meditation, where one walks slowly and mindfully, paying attention to each step and the sensations in the body. This practice helps to ground oneself in the present moment and to move with intention and awareness. The monks embraced this practice, finding a new sense of calm and clarity as they walked through the monastery grounds. They learned to appreciate the simple act of walking, feeling the earth beneath their feet and the rhythm of their breath. As the days passed, the monks continued to observe the river and its lessons. They realized that time, like the river, is always moving forward, and that resisting this flow only leads to suffering. By accepting the impermanence of life, they could find peace and happiness in the present moment. The master also spoke of the importance of balance. Just as the river maintains a balance between its flow and its banks, we too must find a balance between action and rest, between striving and contentment. This balance, he explained, is the key to a harmonious life. The monks practiced this by creating a balanced routine, incorporating periods of meditation, work, and rest. They found that by maintaining this balance, they could approach each day with energy and focus, without feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. One evening, as the sun set over the river, the master gathered the monks and shared a final story. It was about a wise old monk who, when asked how he had lived such a peaceful life, replied, "I flowed with the river of time, accepting each moment as it came." This story encapsulated the master's teachings, reminding the monks that true peace comes from accepting the flow of time and living fully in the present moment. The monks bowed deeply, grateful for the wisdom they had received, and resolved to carry these lessons with them always. The Zen master decided to explore a deeper aspect of time, its illusory nature. One morning, he gathered the monks and began with a profound statement. "Time is an illusion created by the mind. In reality, there is only the eternal now." He shared a story from the life of a great Zen master who once asked his students, "Where does time go when it passes?" The students pondered this question, realizing that time is a mental construct, a way for the mind to make sense of the changing world. The master explained that by understanding the illusory nature of time, we can free ourselves from the anxiety of the past and future. He encouraged the monks to practice timeless awareness, a state of being fully present and aware, without reference to past or future. To illustrate this, he introduced a meditation practice called open awareness, where one simply observes the present moment without judgment or attachment. This practice helps to dissolve the illusion of time and brings a sense of timeless peace. The monks embraced this practice, finding it challenging yet liberating. They discovered that by letting go of their thoughts about the past and future, they could experience a deeper sense of presence and clarity. This practice helped them to see the world as it truly is, free from the constraints of time. The master also shared the story of a Zen monk who, when asked about his secret to happiness, replied, "I live in the timeless now." This simple statement captured the essence of the master's teachings, reminding the monks that true happiness comes from living fully in the present moment. As the monks continued their training, they began to experience the world in a new way. They noticed the beauty in each moment, the subtle shifts in light and shadow, the fleeting sounds of nature. They realized that by living in the timeless now, they could find a deeper connection to themselves and the world around them. The master also spoke of the importance of detachment. He explained that clinging to the past or worrying about the future only creates suffering. By letting go of attachment to time, we can find a sense of freedom and peace. The monks practiced this by releasing their attachment to outcomes and focusing on the process. They learned to approach each task with full attention and care, without worrying about the result. This practice brought a sense of ease and joy, allowing them to be fully present in their daily activities. One day, the master told the story of a Zen monk who, while sitting by a pond, saw a reflection of the moon in the water. The monk realized that just as the reflection is not the real moon, our thoughts about time are not the real present moment. This insight helped the monks to see through the illusion of time and to live more fully in the now. As the weeks passed, the monks transformed. They became more present, more mindful, and more attuned to the rhythms of life. They discovered that by living in the timeless now, they could unlock a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. The master, pleased with their progress, shared one final piece of wisdom. Time is an illusion, but the present moment is real. Live fully in the now, and you will find true happiness. The monks bowed deeply, their hearts filled with gratitude, and resolved to carry these teachings with them always. The Zen master decided to illustrate the dynamic nature of time through the metaphor of dance. He gathered the monks in the courtyard and began with a story about a renowned Zen dancer who embodied the essence of time in his movements. The dancer, known for his graceful and fluid movements, once said, "Each step is a moment, each gesture a breath of time." The master explained that life, like a dance, is a series of moments, each one unique and precious. To help the monks understand this, the master introduced a practice called mindful movement, where they would move slowly and deliberately, paying attention to each gesture and the space around them. This practice helped to cultivate a deeper awareness of the present moment in the flow of time. The monks embraced this practice, finding a new sense of joy and freedom in their movements. They discovered that by being fully present in each step, they could experience a deeper connection to their bodies and the world around them. This practice brought a sense of harmony and balance, allowing them to move with grace and ease. The master also shared the story of a Zen monk who, while walking through a forest, noticed the dance of sunlight and shadows on the ground. The monk realized that just as the light and shadows are constantly shifting, so too is the nature of time. This insight helped the monks to see the beauty in the impermanence of life. As the monks continued their training, they began to incorporate mindful movement into their daily routines. They approached each task with a sense of presence and intention, finding joy in the simple act of moving through space. This practice helped them to stay grounded in the present moment and to flow with the rhythm of life. The master also emphasized the importance of balance in movement. Just as a dancer must balance effort and relaxation, we too must find a balance between action and stillness. He encouraged the monks to practice this balance in their daily lives, to move with intention and to rest with awareness. The monks practiced this by creating a balanced routine, incorporating periods of movement and stillness, of activity and rest. They found that by maintaining this balance, they could approach each day with energy and focus, without feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. One evening, as the sun set and the shadows danced on the ground, the master gathered the monks and shared a final story. It was about a wise old dancer who, when asked how he maintained his grace and balance, replied, "I dance with the rhythm of life, flowing with each moment." This story encapsulated the master's teachings, reminding the monks that true grace comes from embracing the flow of time and living fully in the present moment. The monks bowed deeply, grateful for the wisdom they had received, and resolved to carry these lessons with them always. The Zen master decided to use the changing seasons as a metaphor for the passage of time. One crisp autumn morning, he gathered the monks and began with a story about a Zen master who found deep wisdom in the cycle of the seasons. Each season, the master began, teaches us about the flow of time and the nature of change. He spoke of autumn, a time of harvest and reflection, when the leaves turn brilliant shades of red and gold before falling to the ground. Autumn reminds us of the beauty in letting go, the master said. Just as the trees release their leaves, we too must release our attachments and accept the impermanence of life. The monks were given the task of collecting fallen leaves, observing their colors, shapes, and the way they drifted gently to the earth. This practice taught them about the natural cycle of life and death and the importance of embracing change with grace and acceptance. As winter approached, the master spoke of stillness and introspection. Winter is a time of rest and renewal, he explained. Just as the earth lies dormant, we too must take time to reflect and rejuvenate our spirits. The monks practiced sitting meditation, focusing on the stillness within and finding peace in the quiet of the winter landscape. The master shared a story about a Zen monk who spent a winter in solitude, meditating in a remote mountain hut. Through this period of deep contemplation, the monk gained profound insights into the nature of time and existence. This story inspired the monks to embrace the quiet and stillness of winter as an opportunity for inner growth. With the arrival of spring, the master celebrated the rebirth and renewal that this season brings. Spring is a time of new beginnings, he said. Just as the earth awakens and blossoms, we too can cultivate new growth and possibilities in our lives. The monks engaged in planting seeds and tending to the garden, experiencing the joy and hope that comes with new life. The master reminded them that just as seeds need time to grow, so do our efforts and intentions. He encouraged the monks to be patient and to nurture their dreams with care and dedication. This practice helped the monks to appreciate the value of time in the process of growth and transformation. As summer arrived, the master spoke of abundance and the fullness of life. Summer is a time of warmth and vitality, he explained. It is a season to celebrate the fruits of our labor and to enjoy the richness of the present moment. The monks participated in communal activities, sharing meals and stories, and finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. The master shared a story about a Zen monk who, while walking through a summer field, realized that each moment is a gift to be savored. This realization helped the monks to embrace the fullness of life and to live each day with gratitude and presence. Throughout the year, the master continued to teach the monks about the cycles of nature and their parallels to the human experience. He emphasized that just as the seasons change, so too do our lives. By accepting this natural flow, we can find peace and harmony in the passage of time. The monks began to see their own lives as a series of seasons, each with its own challenges and rewards. They learned to embrace the changes with grace and to find wisdom in the lessons that each season brings. This understanding helped them to navigate the ebb and flow of life with a sense of balance and equanimity. The master concluded with a final thought. Time, like the seasons, is a continuous cycle. By living in harmony with this cycle, we can find true peace and happiness. The monks bowed deeply, grateful for the wisdom they had received, and resolved to carry these teachings with them always. The Zen master decided to culminate his teachings with the concept of the eternal now. One serene morning, he gathered the monks in the meditation hall and began with a profound statement. The present moment is all we ever truly have. By living fully in the now, we can touch the essence of eternity. He shared a story about a Zen master who, when asked about his secret to enlightenment, simply pointed to the ground and said, "Here and now." This story emphasized the importance of being fully present, of experiencing each moment as it unfolds without distraction or judgment. To help the monks understand this, the master introduced a meditation practice called mindful breathing. He instructed them to focus on their breath, feeling each inhalation and exhalation, and to bring their attention back to the present moment whenever their minds wandered. This simple yet powerful practice helped the monks to anchor themselves in the now. The monks embraced this practice, finding that by focusing on their breath, they could quiet their minds and experience a deep sense of peace. They discovered that the present moment is rich with life, full of sensations and experiences that are often overlooked when the mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past or future. The master also spoke of the concept of beginner's mind, a state of openness and curiosity that allows one to experience each moment as if for the first time. He encouraged the monks to approach their daily activities with this sense of wonder, to see the world with fresh eyes and to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary. One day, the master told a story of a Zen monk who, while washing his bowl, had a sudden realization: this moment is perfect, just as it is. This insight helped the monks to see that true contentment comes from accepting the present moment without wishing it to be different. The monks began to apply this wisdom to their daily lives. They practiced mindful eating, savoring each bite of food, and appreciating the effort that went into its preparation. They engaged in mindful walking, feeling the ground beneath their feet and the rhythm of their steps. They found joy in simple tasks, like sweeping the floor or tending the garden, by being fully present in the moment. The master also introduced the concept of non-striving, the idea that true peace comes from letting go of the need to achieve or attain anything. He explained that by simply being, without trying to change or control the present moment, we can experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. The monks practiced non-striving by approaching their meditation with a sense of ease and acceptance. They learned to sit without any particular goal, just being with their breath and allowing themselves to be present. This practice helped them to let go of their attachment to outcomes and to find peace in simply being. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a deep shade of orange, the master gathered the monks and shared a final story. It was about a wise old Zen master who, when asked how he had lived such a peaceful life, replied, "I lived each moment fully, and in doing so, I touched eternity." This story encapsulated the essence of the master's teachings, reminding the monks that true peace and happiness come from living fully in the present moment. The monks bowed deeply, their hearts filled with gratitude, and resolved to carry these lessons with them always. As they dispersed, the master left them with a final piece of wisdom. The present moment is a precious gift. Cherish it, and you will find that each moment holds the key to a life of peace and joy. By integrating these teachings into their lives, the monks discovered a profound sense of harmony and fulfillment. They realized that the importance of time lies not in its measurement, but in how we choose to live each moment. Through the wisdom of the Zen master, they learned to embrace the eternal now and to find peace in the flow of life. Thank you for watching this story on the importance of time. If you found it inspiring, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Wisdom Woven. Your support helps us to continue sharing these timeless teachings. Remember, every moment is precious. Cherish the present and live fully in the now. Namaste.